they're saying, not only don't you see the big picture that the planet will take care of itself no matter what you do, and if you go too far, the planet will, no more monkeys. The planet doesn't care. I mean, that's kind of small when it was said, but when you think about it, that means the human race is gone. That means the opportunity to deal with karma, deal with the decisions and choices that we're working with to this very day will be gone. You'll be gone off the face of the earth. The earth will be gone. So, in relation to the monkey, or at least as the monkey views it, because the monkey will be gone. The earth will just swap, and you're gone. So you're dealing with that. You don't even realize the threat of that, because man at this, in this day and age is told that never happens. But look back in the past. Look back in your history. Where are all these fantastic societies? Buried under the ash of what? Crumbled and smashed by what? You see, all of them. Destroyed by what? All of them. And yet you sit here saying nothing can happen to us. We're superior to the powers of the planet. I bet a lot of those civilizations thought they were superior to the powers of the planet. They weren't. So you have that the ecological part of the earth is going to take care of itself. Your choice will be whether you want to see the destruction or whether you want to do it yourself and then be allowed to live here in relative comfort. The old earth religion before Christianity wasn't so stupid. It may not have had all the answers, but at least it had reverence for the earth that it was on. The people had a reverence for the earth that they were on. So now we have a society of people that don't care, don't know the consequences. Probably would care if they knew the consequences, and that's one of the things that's being dealt with here. Know the consequences. Know the end result of your choices, and then you have free will to choose. The end result of the choice of ignoring ecology is that you won't be here. Your kids won't be here. Everything you built won't be here. It'll be gone. It'll be destroyed. So they've laid that out. And then they say, on top of that, you need to understand that it isn't just the monkey here in the monkey world. There's something else going on. It doesn't involve the monkey, and it doesn't involve the monkey's world. And when you're done, you won't be a monkey, and you won't be on the monkey world. But you will go on. See, you will live on. You will go on forever. So maybe this petty little monkey world isn't that critical in terms of amassing wonders and sensations. Maybe there's something more important than that, and that concept has been lost. So what they're going to do is they're going to go into chapter 1 or chapter 2, and they're going to make you understand that this is what's going on. They're going to help you understand how the monkey operates, some of the things that you probably don't know, and they're going to help you to understand how the persona operates, and there's probably things there that you don't know, and how the two combine, and how you can tell the difference between the one and the other. Who's doing what? Who's in control? As I said before, who's piloting the ship? Who's got control of the helm? There are times when you need to know who's got control and maybe take it back if it's the monkey and the monkey's doing monkey things. And so we'll go on now. At the end of the preface, I get to have my say, so this is what I said in the book. Now there is a concept of the conflicts of this earth that I never would have thought of. A monkey in a monkey world trying to keep the balance, and the persona trying to get the awareness out of this trap. They said that concept is the basis for an understanding of what so many of our conflicts are all about. I wonder if our conflicts would change if we understood the true meaning of that concept. Would we finally engage the enemy, those who would stay and have us stay with them? Would we fight our way out of it, and then would we fight our way out of the Earth system? Would the rest of the conflicts of earth disappear in the light of the new understanding? We are going to learn more about this thing called man that we have become. We will understand much more about how we work and what the new rules are. That is the task of Book 2. And then we go into Book 2, at the beginning of Book 2. The first chapter is What is Man? To understand what man is, we must start with what it is that moves man or makes him do what he does. How is man different from the rest of the animal world, and why? If we were to understand what part of us is animal and what part of us is persona, what would change? If we would get the truth of what we are, wouldn't it be easier to change both ourselves and the things that affect us? For those who have a choice, that is our intent. For those who don't, it doesn't matter anyway. We have to know ourselves, how we work, and why, before we can successfully begin the task of changing anything. We know where we came from as souls and how we were trapped. We know that we now must incarnate into a monkey man as a vehicle for our persona. To get anything like a full use of the vehicle, we must understand how it works. We have up till now just gotten in and began driving it. No maps, no directions, no idea how the vehicle really works, very little idea of how it is repaired. How can we be getting anywhere? It seems like we would just be going around in large circles, fast. Isn't it time to stop, park the vehicle, and take another look at it and the road you are on? And then they move to level 1. We suggest that what comes next is for those who are detail people. It is a must for them to understand everything. For you, the best path might be to just spend 1 hour a day thinking about the vehicle you are in and the path you are taking in life. It will be time well spent. The concept here is that you are a two-part creation, monkey and persona. The two parts are mixed, and each controls you at different times. See if you can decide which is which and when one has control. How much of your time is spent doing the monkey? How much for the persona? When you have that answered, you will understand what we are trying to point out, what direction we are pointing to. And then they go to level 2 as best you can on level 3. To accomplish this task, we must first understand this monkey man. That understanding must start with an investigation of other living things on Earth. We must learn what part of us is monkey and how the monkey functions. The part of our makeup that doesn't fit the normal animal world will be placed in a box marked man only, or marked that which comes from the persona. Examining that box when we're done will show you how we are different, what part of us is under the influence of the soul or persona, and what part is from the earth animal. Were we to start with the building blocks of all living things, the cell, and move to the highest form of creation on earth, man, there was one thing in common to all. The thing is the ability to get a need or want translated into action. We all take that ability for granted, but think about it. How does a living thing get a need for action translated into the action? When you want to pick something up, how do you get that translated into the movement of your hand picking it up? As we said, that ability is taken for granted, as are so many of the third-dimensional miracles. And then they go on. There are two motivators used by living things to get a need translated into action, but one of them is only available to man. They are emotions, and that's available to both man and the rest of the kingdom, and conscious thought, which is only available to man. We will first talk about emotion, since it's common to both man and the rest of the living kingdom. Emotions are the translating vehicle from the need for action to the action itself. Emotions are the push, the urge, the thing that makes the action imperative and primary. Knowing that, the next thing to understand is that there are different sources for this emotion. And they go to chapter 2, the first source of emotion. And now they're going to give you the different sources for this emotion that pushes the man and the rest of the living kingdom into action.